subject number 2, and I'll ask you organize your speech, it's the total speech organization, and I'll call on the evaluator, Maija Sultan, Maija, to give us the objective.
Maija. Just for the guests, if you join the Toastmaster Club, you get this basic manual which contains 10 different speeches. Rebecca is now giving her second speech. The first speech is introduce yourself, we call it icebreaker, but this is her second speech, and the objectives of this speech is first, select an appropriate outline which allows listeners to easily follow and understand your speech. Secondly, make your message clear with supporting material directly contributing to that message. Third point, use appropriate transitions when moving from one idea to another. And last, create a strong opening and conclusion. And Rebecca is now speaking.
Thank you. The title of the speech is it's essential oils, and the speaker is one of our very recent Toastmasters. I'm really encouraged that she's already on her second speech, and this is good progress as we approach the end of the year. So put your hands together and let's welcome Toastmaster Rebecca.
Today, and for your noses only, I'm going to open the gates into new dimensions. It's all about sense, spelled with S at the beginning. Has any of you ever experienced the power of essential oils? Has anybody ever experienced essential oils? Well, I should better ask, has any of you knowingly or conspicuously been in contact with essential oils? Because we all have. They are concentrated, natural, conspicuous aromas extracted as liquids from plants, from trees, bushes, shrubs, from the roots, their seeds, their petals, their leaves. And it is very important, if we want to use these oils for our own use, for our well-being, that the phytochemicals contained in these plants are extracted in their entirety, in their complexity, because they contain very complex chemical structures. And only when the agents are preserved by a very smooth distillation and careful processing, we can enjoy the complete benefits. But all theory is gray, so I want to pass around some scents for you to try. Just a moment. The first one you will try is lemon. Lemon has manifold possibilities of applications. You can use them as a disinfectant. You can use it to boost your immunological system. You can clean surfaces with it. You can remove stains, and it's very added to your detergent. You will feel a fresh scent in your clothes that you're wearing. The next and maybe last one for now is peppermint. You will realize that you feel refreshed and your mind will be clearer after smelling it. It helps against headaches, against fatigue. It's also a very old and traditional remedy for digestive problems. So I hope you're enjoying what it's being passed around. Now, how can you really apply them and use them in your everyday life? you can either inhale them, just as you're doing right now, smell out of the bottle, or you can put them in a diffuser and have the room filled with the aroma. Or you can do traditional inhalation by putting some drops of the oils into steaming water and cover your head with a towel and enjoy the hot and fresh air. Or you could use them directly on your skin, either diluted or undiluted. You can mix them with the carrier oil and use it for a nice massage, or just put a couple of drops into your palms and rub them, and smell it, or apply on your neck wherever you feel it's helpful. You can also, if you use the right therapeutic grade, really 100% natural ones, internally. You can swallow them as drops, or you can produce capsules. Yeah. And this, I think, was quite a short, but yet conspicuous insight into the world of essential oils. And I invite you to meet with me for a chat if you want to learn more about them. And I'd also like to point out that this Thursday at 7 p.m. there will be a guest lecture from the Dean of the European Academy for Aromatherapy in the 14th District. I think he has some leaflets later on if you want to. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the session and you can take a lot from it back home. And thank you very much.
So let's give Toastmaster Nicole another applause for giving us that wonderful speech on the essential oils. I think as we all age, as the efficiency of our bodies goes down with age, I think we need these oils to soothe our lives. Sometimes life is too complex. So I think we learn about them. You can always get in touch with her for more details. But as we did with the previous speaker, we take another 1 minute. Don't be conspicuous and absent. Try to give some feedback. So can you pass just 1 minute? It's another container going out for the second speaker. So put your feedback on that container. Just pass it in. And that concludes the first part of our program. The second part is the most exciting part because you all have a chance to participate. Not just to listen, but also to speak. And this is the triple topic session. You'll have some impromptu speaking where the triple topic master will ask you some questions and you respond within a duration of 2 to 3 minutes. And at the end of it, we'll vote for the best triple topic speaker. So try to fight for that slot. And today, our triple topic master is Toastmaster Paskevi. So put your hands together and let's welcome.
Dear fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, we have now reached to the most challenging part of the Toastmasters meeting, the table topic session. During this session, you will be asked to stand up and speak for 2 minutes for a topic totally new for you. And the aim of this is to help you practice in your impromptu speeches and also help you have a concise thought and have a beginning, a middle, of an ending, even if it is only for 2 minutes of speech. So, with no further ado, let's start our table topic session. Toastmaster Sonia, because Christmas is coming up, would you prefer post or email Christmas cards? Could you elaborate on that for 2 minutes, please?
Toastmasters honored guest. Although I'm not Christian, but I do celebrate Christmas, and though I'm not, or because I'm not that young, so I'm an old timer, and I'll be in January 57, so I always like the old tradition. So I do like to receive postcards, which is very rare nowadays. And when I used to receive the postcards, now unfortunately it's almost all by emails. I would love to see also what my colleagues in the office, let me see what postcard you receive. Yeah, I go to my neighbors in the Arab countries, not here of course. The neighbors, Osama, which postcard did you receive? Where from? New Zealand, the USA, Palestine, Lebanon, whichever country. Every Christmas card has its own, how do you call it, something that goes inside that gives you the impression, yeah, this is New Zealand. Yeah, this is this country. I would love to go to this country. And it opens space for projects that you never thought of.
Thank you, Mr. Sonia. I also prepare Christmas cards. But I also want to ask you, Eva, do you prefer give gifts or receive them? Toastmaster Eva.
Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. What a question. Of course I would like to receive presents. That would be my first reaction. And why do we receive presents? It's because somebody cares about us, somebody thinks about us, somebody thinks what would we like to. Receiving presents. And it starts with little kids when they make something for the parents in the kindergarten and bring it home, and then are very excited to give the present to the mom or to the dad on a certain occasion, whether it's Mother's Day or Father's Day, Christmas, whatever. I think what also pleases me is to give presents, because there I have to, I give presents because I like a person. And I think giving a present is a sign of respect of a person, a sign of affection, and especially at Christmas, I think that is what Christmas is all about. On the other hand, I think at Christmas we give too many presents, and we give sometimes presents because we feel obliged to give presents. We think, oh, I have to give this person present, then you end up with a whole big list of presents, and I think this is not what Christmas is about. So in my family, actually, we have abolished Christmas presents. We don't give ourselves any Christmas presents anymore. It's just something very tiny, and what we do on Christmas Eve is just to sit together and celebrate.
Thank you, Toastmaster Eva. It's a very good tradition, and we should all consider this. Presents are wonderful to give and receive. Now, I would like to ask Toastmaster Ines, what is your most memorable Christmas celebration ever?